What happened to Anthony Stringfellow Jr.? CBS News Chicago reviewed medical reports, police reports, state investigations. What we found? Directives, policies, and procedures that should have been followed were not. Let's go back to the day Anthony was admitted. His suicide risk was moderate. The order called for frequent observations, which meant
we're assigned a certain amount of patients that we have to do head counts for every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes, the box was checked, but it didn't happen. Broadview Fire EMTs were the first on the scene. Someone on the staff told officers the patient was last seen during dinner time, 15 minutes prior to calling 911. But according to Rod, that was not true.
His food tray was actually on the table.
State investigators interviewed Candace Burbridge, who was assigned to Anthony. The report read, from 4:30 to 5, Burbridge conducted 3 15-minute suicide checks. At 5 o'clock, Burbridge documented the patient was in his room. At 5:13, the patient was unresponsive. But investigators checked the video at the facility. It contradicted her story. Burbridge failed to conduct the last 2 15-minute checks. Burbridge told investigators she was instructed by a supervisor to falsify the records. Her excuse for the failure? She lost track of time while completing other work-related duties.
That if those 15-minute checks, at least every 15 minutes, were performed the way that they were supposed to, Anthony would, one, either still be here or they would have caught the act soon enough where his life would have been spared.
The 15-minute check failure isn't the only issue attorney Trish Hudson raises.
The string that he used, that's a prohibited item. How did that get there?
According to guidelines used in the state's suicide prevention plan, any material that can be looped or tied must be removed. The string in Anthony's case was a shoelace.
Initially, when a patient comes in, we check all their belongings and remove all the strings, and we really don't know to this day how he obtained that string.
Another issue, this door hinge. Anthony tied the shoelace around the tip. The state basically says door hinges should be removed or altered so patients can't use them to harm themselves. In state terminology, is called an anti-ligature plan. We exclusively obtained more than 400 pages of emails and documents sent to and from the director of Madden around the time of Anthony's death. These are just some of them. They showed an urgent push to find out how Madden was implementing the state's plan to prevent suicides. January 23rd, 2 weeks before Anthony's death. Subject, anti-ligatures. 2:23 p.m. One state director writes, we need to gather a list of current anti-ligature needs. 2:39, another repeats. Can you pull together a list of anti-lig needs? 2:59, Madden responds. Requested data will be gathered. Only it's not.
It's sad. The whole situation is sad.
2 days after Anthony's death, a flurry of emails, starting with this one from the state director to Madden. Circling back, I don't think I ever received the requested data.
How did that implementation fail? Why were the ligatures still there? We have a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
You 1 or 2 reasons I'm not out on the streets. Mama, I promise I'll pass the test and be better than the rest.
You gonna remember my son's name?
I love you too much to explain. You can make the sun shine on the rainiest day.
Aww. He is not a black and white sheet of paper. He's Anthony Louis Stringfellow Jr. And you gonna remember his name.